Hello everyone, and welcome. We came out again this weekend. We want to try and get some work done on the cabin. We're going to spend the night, and hopefully we can get the roof started a little bit and bring up the walls a little more. Anne's already gone to go collect a little bit of moss. I've got a few logs to start. I'm going to have to go and cut some more logs later. Until we get the cabin built, we need a warm place to sleep. So I bought a new tent. It's the Onetigris Iron Wall teepee-shaped tent. It's got no floor. Because it has a spot for a stove jack. I'm going to be able to put my little stove in here. It should be able to keep us nice and warm. So this should be able to keep us nice and warm throughout the evening and into the night. Now, this did not come with the tent. I had to buy this separately, but it's the stove jack. Just velcros on like so. And then once I put my stove in there, the chimney comes right out here. I also bought, I made a little bag for it already, carbon monoxide detector, which I will be leaving in the tent when the stove is on, just to be on the safe side. Now, when I did the video demonstrating this stove, you saw how big of a pain it was to roll this up. But now that I've heated it, it's developed a memory. obviously, the more I use it, the more this pipe gets heated. The easier it gets to set up. Spark arrestor will sit on top. And I've pre-made guy lines so that I can hold it in place. I put a small carabiner on them. Nice bright yellow rope. Make it easy to see, because you really don't want to trip on those. Now, because my pipe is so long, I have to clip them on right away. I brought extra stakes along so that I can stake out the guy lines if I need to and tie them that way, or I can just tie them to trees that are close by. They don't need to be tied super tight. You're not trying to pull it over. All you're trying to do is set it up so that if the wind blows it one way, the rope will guide it back. Works out perfectly. I happen to have 3 trees in a perfect spot. As you can see, the rope's not very tight. And that should be just about perfect. Coil up the rest of this rope near the tree so it's not a tripping hazard. It's not huge in here, but with the stove here, we're going to have room for a bed there for Anne, and I'm going to sleep here so that I can keep stock in the stove at night and keep us warm. Gonna be a little cramped, but that's okay. It'll just be easier to heat. And like I said, once the stove is set up, or once the cabin is set up, the stove's going to be going in there, and then I can use this tent for a couple of solo trips this winter possibly. Capacity's getting the best of me. I don't want to wait till it's dark tonight to try this thing out, so I'm going to have just a small fire in here. Just to see if it'll warm us up. Now, all the little branches and everything are kind of damp, so I'm going to cheat and use one of my cotton balls. I did take a couple of the dry logs that I had stored here last time and cut up some kindling. Damper's wide open. Front vent is wide open. So, I'm going to leave the vent open and the damper wide open. Let that burn for a little bit. We'll see if that warms things up in here. Stove's been burning for a little while now, and it's really warm sitting here. But we tested and realized our chairs fit in here as long as we stay a little crunched. We can't sit straight up, but we can sit a little bit. At least that way, if it starts to rain this afternoon, we know we've got a spot we can hide. Lucy has found the hot tent. She knows where it's warm. I want to see how steep that roof is going to be. And I cut 2 long poles. They're going to go up like this. I know this one isn't very sturdy. I'm just putting up small ones for now to figure out where my 2 uprights are going to go on both sides. And then I'm going to have to try and cut some poles for the roof after I bring the walls partway up. So that's roughly where that's going to go. way in. Then I'm going to get my axe and I'm going to notch it down here so that when I set it down, it'll rest on the top pole and shouldn't slide down anymore. Doesn't have to be much, just enough to give me a bit of a ledge. So that when I rest it here, it'll stay. And that'll allow me to tie it on. So I'm going to tie this at both ends. Then I'll put another one on the other end. I got the two beams tied on. So now I can figure out the height I need. And I went out to get some more logs so that Anne can keep stripping. And this happened. Hello, white stuff. At least it's not rain. If it was rain, I'd have been soaked through before I got here. A little bit of white stuff, that I can handle. The white stuff doesn't seem to be slowing down too much right now. So I put up the tarp so that we've at least got a spot where we can store our stuff and come in and get out of the snow once in a while. Anne's going to keep going, stripping some logs. I'm going to haul out whatever I got for her, and then I guess I'm going to keep trying to work on the cabin. Let's see what we can get done, snow or not. Gotta get her closed up somehow. The snow's died down. So I cut a couple of poles. That's why I needed these, to know what height to make these poles. And now I can put a cross beam you're going to grab either this side or that side. That's in there snugly. Okay, I might have to cut just a little bit more. Where's the saw? Oh, did you bring it back over there? Oh, there it is. Let's hope that fits. You want to go hold the other end now, please? Tie it real quick just so it doesn't go anywhere. Now I'm going to tie these two poles together, and then later I'll tie them to the top pole. Well, I'm glad that snow stopped and the sky is starting to clear now, which is what they said it would. A little bit of snow or rain this afternoon for about an hour or so, and then it was going to stop. Then the sky's going to clear. Supposed to be nice tomorrow. Cold, but nice. I believe they said it was going down to -5 or -6 tonight. With our sleeping bags, we'll be fine. With a wood stove, with a fire going in the wood stove, will be fantastic. Now that this is set up, I'm going to go tie the top on the other side. Then I'm going to make another one a little bit further back. And then that's going to be it. That's going to be my roof supports. Then with any luck, I can start bringing up my walls a little bit today. The snow stopped completely. But now my light is fading. It's 4:30. Lately it's been getting dark by about 5:15, 5:30, which only gives us 45 minutes to an hour. And we still got to set up our sleeping bags, which are still in the car. So I think I'm going to stop there on the cabin today, but with every knot I tie, it gets more and more stable. Beds are set up. I'll be sleeping here, and I'll be sleeping over there. Lucy, you can't see her, but she's set up back there. I want to send a shout out to my sister Pauline and my sister Diane. They gave me a hand. They took one of my old sleeping bags. We added some snaps to it so that I could fold it over and snap it shut, so it makes a small square sleeping bag just for Lucy. So she's going to be sleeping over there behind the stove. We've got a little bit of wood piled beside the stove so that I can keep stock in the stove tonight. One other thing I picked up is a small fire extinguisher. I'll be using it in the tent tonight. Well, I hope I don't use it in the tent tonight. I'll be leaving it in the tent tonight. And once we've got the cabin built, I'll be setting up a spot in there that I can hang it on the wall so that it's there. Now, brought in my pot and a can of chili, and we're going to put some hot dogs on the fire outside. But I thought you'd be interested to know that I'm putting the chili all over my pants. Got it. But another great use for the stove is cooking. Now, if I move the pot back here closer to the chimney, it gets more heat. And if I want it to just simmer, I bring it up here closer. So while I'm waiting for that to heat up, so we can have our chili dogs for dinner, I'm gonna sit back and watch this and have myself a little Hop City barking squirrel. As you can see, it's not a ton of room in here, but hey, we can sit and cook dinner.
It's warm.
It's warm, way warmer than out there.
It's already going.
Oh yeah, it's already starting to... You can see the steam coming off of it. So that works well. Didn't take long to hear that start to boil. I realize the glass is dirty here. I'm still fine-tuning. Apparently when I get it hot enough, the heat will burn all that off and the glass will be clear again. But I've only just been throwing a log in every hour and a half or so. Basically saving it every time it starts to die down. It's cool enough out there, so it gives us a nice warm spot to come and sit once in a while. This evening we'll be sitting by the fire outside, but there was a big savior for Lucy today because she was cool. She's got her sweater on, but she hasn't got her winter coat yet.
It's boiling. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to. Give it a shake once in a while just so it doesn't
That didn't even take a minute.
stick to the bottom. Well, it's probably not hot all the way through yet, but
I don't know, stick your finger in there, see if it's hot.
it's still cold. It's just the thin juices that are starting to boil and heat up, but it's going to take a little bit to heat up the beans and everything. Alright, so we're going to sit here and let that heat up. Then we'll go throw the dogs on the fire outside and have chili dogs for dinner tonight. Just figured you'd want to see some of that. So we're going to turn this off, enjoy the rest of our evening. We'll bring it back in the morning when we get back to work. Good morning, everyone. A little cool this morning. When I got up this morning, I checked the thermometer that I hung outside last night, and it was -5 Celsius. Kind of cool. In the tent, it was 15. Nice and warm in there last night. Amazingly warm. I had to get up a few times to restoke the stove. I was getting up every hour and a half to 2 hours. Throw a few logs in, go back to sleep. I think Anne was nice and warm all night long. And Lucy loves her new sleeping bag. But we all had a comfortable night. Except, of course, for the slippery sleeping pad. Those sleeping pads that I bought and we've been trying, they're a little on the slick side. I kept sliding either off of it or sliding around. I'd lay down on it and the pad would start to slide toward the stove. A lot of readjusting. But other than that, it was comfortable. It was nice and warm in there. I was actually surprised at one point I got up to go out to the washroom and It was quite cold when I got outside. As soon as I got close to the tent door, I opened the tent door and I could feel the heat just pouring out of it. Crawled back into my sleeping bag and was snug as a bug. Well, we're going to finish our morning coffee. And then I think we're going to get to work. See what we can get done. Should be a great day. Priority number one today. Get these walls a little higher up, all the way around. That way if it does snow, I'm up out of the ground at least a little bit. Then I've got a chance to be able to finish even after it snows. Once the moss freezes, it's not going to be as easy, but at least I'll have a head start. Anne's back there, stripping some logs. I've got the second one tied on here, but we're quickly going to need more logs. So I think I'm going to head off back into the bush, see if I can gather some more logs, and keep going up on these walls as much as we can today. I think I've died and gone to bushcrafter's heaven. This one's dead. This one's dead. 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 Dead standing back there. Dead standing down here. Another one over there. Another one there. Another one back there. They're all over the place. This, another one right there. This is awesome. All right, time to get to work. Most important job a bushcrafter has when he has his very own stripper is to keep that stripper happy. I think this will do it. Wait up, Lucy. Lucy, move. Plenty more coming through. Now that my stripper has plenty to keep busy, I'm going to get back to working on the walls. It's getting to be a little late in the day. We're going to have to start packing up. But I got both side walls up about this high. It's pretty well the same height all the way around. At least now if we get a little bit of snow, my next work is up off the ground. Starting to look like a cabin. And with every knot, it gets more and more sturdy. Can't wait till it's to the point where I've got a roof. Be nice to sleep in here. So, we're going to pack up. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more of it, hit the subscribe button. If you're going to do that, you may as well hit the notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I put out a new video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.